conclusion that arms need less reps and volume is based on only two studies. Those studies basically just took a few parameters, established them as indicators of muscle recovery while completely ignoring some other ones and completely ignoring individual factor. One of the mentioned studies is this one, and the setup of that research is questionable at best. They were only using sedentary, untrained individuals as subjects that they were only doing eccentric contractions. That's not how most people lift in the gym. We know for a fact most of the muscle damage occurs during the eccentric portion of the range of motion, even more so in aligned positions. So basically in this research, they consciously increase levels of localized muscle damage that artificially inflate the recovery time for those muscle groups. And the second study is this one, which is basically just observing and comparing the average muscle fiber type distribution between muscle groups. Just to give you an example, as you can see in this chart, triceps has the highest number of fast-twitch fibers on average. So by dimension logic, it requires the longest time to recover after a training session, especially after higher training volumes. Basically, that's the whole reasoning behind what this guy is saying in this video. But unfortunately, we know for a fact that's not how it works in practice. People can have drastically different muscle fiber type distribution in certain muscle groups. Even studies are clearly showing that, which by itself can affect how much volume an individual needs, how much volume is necessary, optimal, or recoverable for that individual. Not to mention factors such as training structure, exercise selection, exercise execution, technique will all determine and affect how much localized muscle damage will occur in that particular muscle group during that specific training session, which by extension will determine how much overall total volume that individual needs for that particular muscle group. And of course, how much recovery time that muscle group will need in between training sessions. I know you guys expect, or at least would like to get black and white answer, but there is none. You have to experiment for a period of time and find what works for you in terms of rep range and total training volume for the particular muscle group. But will low training volume and low reps be optimal for everyone's biceps and triceps growth? Most likely not. And let's be real, even real world evidence is clearly showing the same thing in terms of volume, frequency, and even intensity won't necessarily work for everyone. I know you hate these kind of answers, but it's the only correct one. You'll have to find out on your own what works best for you.